youths in Uganda are the youngest population in the whole world, with 77% of the Ugandan population being under the age of 25 years. Are young people ready to take up the positions of leadership in Uganda? If they are ready, which ideas do they have? Which policies are they suggesting that can take Uganda or Africa to the next level? Marvin Mulokwa is a former councillor aspirant in the Entebbe municipality on the card of the National Unity Platform. Marvin is as well an architect by profession, and today we discuss with him, are young people really ready for the positions of leadership in the country? Well, join us now as we discuss with him. Welcome to African Justice Media.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we shall start straightforward. On today's topic, do you feel the young people, as a young person, do you feel they are ready to take up the positions of leadership in the country?
I am humbled, first of all, to be hosted on African Justice Media. It is a really big gesture for me to be on this platform. And upon what you've asked me, it's a very good question, and it needs to be understood clearly by the people of this country, Uganda, mostly the youth and our grandfathers and our parents. The youth are already ready. That's what I can say. They are already ready because we have already lost a generation that has been put under the soil because it has been told they are never ready for leadership. And this has been a sickness that has come up from our grandparents who believe that being a youth is not actually the right time for you to be in leadership positions. Right now, as we speak, in Africa, we can count number states that have leaders who are youth and they are very vibrant in their ages. This is because they have gotten to realize that it is their real time to be leaders in their countries. In Uganda, if only we can understand that the time is now, will always be seen in leadership positions. Today, as we speak, we have youth in the parliament of Uganda, like my friend Paul, who has been disturbed here and there in the courts, but he has been standing on his feet to see that he defends his right as a citizen of Uganda, as a responsible citizen of Uganda, to see that he stands his ground as he won the election. So as youth in Uganda, we need to understand that it is also our right to be leaders in this country.
Okay, now what signifies your readiness? Could you take us through the Youth Manifesto as a young person? What could be, what is entailed? What are the contents of the Youth Manifesto as young people, as a generation, as the National Unity Platform you're coming up with? What are the policy alternatives and which problems are you trying to address?
First of all, as the National Unity Platform, we call for a limited government because we have seen a very big problem in these huge numbers of people in the ministerial positions eating too much taxes, imposing too much taxes on the people of Uganda. Take an incidence of the people of Kasita, the Basubuzi in Kampala today. They are under a strike because they have been put under a tax of over 35% that is going to be levied on a kilogram of what? Of clothes. You can imagine. You're going to sell off a t-shirt, but they are calculating it in kilograms. You understand? So we want to see that we cut down the taxes that people are being imposed on. Tuleme kulaba nga ebintu bitunyigiriza side emu nenga ate abantu abalala bakola ki babifunamu. So in that way we shall see that we pay less taxes to the government, but the government is running. Second of all, we want to see that we advocate for everyone in Uganda to be part of advocacy. Not saying that these people above 35 years are the ones supposed to be in parliament. Oh, maybe if you're going to run for...
Isn't that ageism if you say this kind of age is not supposed to be in the parliament? Isn't that ageism?
Actually, it has not been in the constitution that they are avoiding youth in the parliament, but it has been sold out mentality.
Okay, what unique thing are you bringing on board as the youth that has not been there?
As the youth, first of all, second of all, we want to see that there is a progress in the lives of the youth. If a youth can have a garden of chili somewhere and he is planning to sell it off, let us not advise him to take it to Nakasero just. Let him take a bucket of the chili to Nakasero, and he takes a basin of chili to the airport so that we can sell off that chili so that he can get a little dollars off it. You understand? Instead of you telling someone that, you know what, when you have a basin of chili, just take it to Nakasero where you'll sell off your chili at thousands of Ugandan shillings. You understand? In that way, we are motivating our people.
Now, you are talking about the youths, how you can motivate the youth, how you expect in your manifesto the youths to try to promote the works of the youth. But how do we coexist with all the ages in a mixed economy? Because it seems like your focus is so much on the young people and the youths. That could be the reason as to why the 35 plus are thinking that youths cannot manage us. They are saying we are your parents, so we should mentor you, and you are not ready for the positions because you do not have the right mentorship.
Actually, we are not supposed to be blamed for that, because if you are 45 years old and you're blaming a youth of 25 years of not being mentored, then you have a very big problem as a person. That is where we have a problem with these people who we call our grandfathers and mothers and fathers. We are not blaming them for not doing what they didn't do. We are just trying to make them understand that you missed a gap between. So don't blame us for coming into the leadership positions. But let us understand that now it is the time for us now to mentor the young ones that follow us. Because for you failed to do what? To mentor us. But now let us now mentor the young ones that follow us.
Now, okay, let's tap into the biggest problem for a country: poverty,
yes,
unemployment, the poor education system, the poor health sector that ranks, that has a zero rank on the international market and standards. Now, how do you expect to reverse that as young people? Because those are the most challenges that we face. But what strategy are you bringing as young people?
For the economy, to revamp the economy to its normal state, we want to see that, first of all, we tackle the gap still between the market of talent, which has been put aside because people fear popularism. People fear someone may become so popular and he becomes a threat to me. We want to see that talent is invested in so much. If a musician is a musician, let him be a musician. If an athlete is an athlete, let him be an athlete. Then we can come back to agriculture. Because you cannot have a garden somewhere minus having invested in it. You understand? Land is just capital. But you have to have more capital to see that you can utilize it. Then the other thing is, we want to see that we advocate for free economies, free markets. These things of telling us that you're supposed to pay tax everywhere, it is not right.
So in a free market, you don't want to pay for taxes everywhere?
Yes, because actually tax is theft.
Isn't that tax inversion?
It is not tax inversion.
Which is a crime according to the constitution. It is not trying to mobilize the youth not to pay taxes to the businesses.
I quote me right. I said everywhere. We can have taxes somewhere,
but not
in
everywhere.
some places, not everywhere.
Like which which things do you think should not be taxed?
Let me give you an example. We have obutale bw'obubuulo obububu in towns here. These people go to Kampala and pick material from Kampala. They bring them to the down areas here in our local areas. But when they have just put their chitundubare or their tapling down, someone comes and tells him, "You first give me the change and then nacho." You understand?
But
tax.
That is the tax that actually maintains that market. They have to clean.
But remember,
they have to pay the security. All those things that are involved in maintenance of where they work from. So do you think they should not tax them, and who maintain that?
Remember, as a market vendor, they are registered somewhere and they know all of.
Now, as young people, putting in mind that the GDP of Uganda is currently $41.27 billion, how do you intend to boost the GDP of the country or to add on that?
Thank you again. The GDP of Uganda sometimes confuses some of us because we are told always that we are having money that we borrow from outside. We do not know if this money also contributes to the GDP. Because when you tell the country that the GDP is $41.27 billion, it is a lot of money, but it doesn't reflect with the people that are in the country. This is a weakness that we need to solve as youth. First of all, we need to build capacity within the youth to be participants in the growth of the economy of this country, Uganda. With that, we can see that youth can be engaging in one, trade, two, entrepreneurship, creativity that has seen this generation on a very low pace. Though people see it as if it is running very fast, we want to see that youth are creative enough to see that the GDP of this country can grow a little bit bigger, and maybe also reduce on the national debt that we have. Because whenever we have creativity that is too much in the country, we have much to sell off. The other thing is we have very many rich minerals in Uganda that are not put in the national treasury and are not accounted for. We have in Uganda, I think, one refinery company that does gold refinery specifically, and that is down here in Entebbe. Yet we have very many people who do gold mining in Uganda. Very many companies are outside there, up country, doing gold mining. You cannot tell me that all the gold that is mined in Uganda goes through the African National Refinery. Is it gold refinery? So we need to see that these national treasures are secured. They are not monopolized by the people in the state. They are not used to see that a certain regime is stuck into power, but also contribute to the economy of this country. About the GDP also, we can look at other states that are neighboring us, like Kenya. Kenya's GDP has grown consistently year by year because they have engaged everyone in their population to see that their GDP is growing. Tourism shouldn't be used for the people who only know it. Let us sensitize the people about tourism.
Thank you. Now, as a last word to the elders who think that you are not yet ready to take on the positions of leadership, what is your last word to those who think that you are not ready?
The last word is you cannot escape time. Life is a journey that God created for everyone, as long as you have a nose like any other person. We have grown to be adults. with the people that you gave birth to. That means we have the responsibility to take up the responsibility that you have been having. As you, the elders of this country, do not kill youth. Do not imprison youth. We have very many youth as the National Unity Platform in prisons. But how will they express their opinions when they're in prisons? Please, we are asking you, let us contribute to this country because it is our land and our motherland. We do not have any other place. And you like it or not, there will be people to inherit this country after you. I am Marvin Mulokwa. National Unity Platform is my party, and we shall see that we contribute to the change of this country, whether how or how, as long as it will be peaceful and without violence. We shall educate you, the elders of this country. Thank you.
Now you've heard from him, so a young person who's bringing in the sentiments of the young people around the country. Now, just as a disclaimer, the opinions you've heard from this program solely belong to any individual and their individual opinions, but not opinions of the African Justice Media. My name is George Justice Kanyihamba.
Yes,
We'll meet
yes.
in the next episode.
Well,